With fall on the mind, design experts are narrowing in on what the color trends will be for home decor in the coming months. Joining us now to share easy ways to pair great color with design and furniture pieces is Monica Kessler from Elevate Staging. Good morning, Monica.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Okay, let's jump right in. Tell us a bit about the paint colors that you've seen are kind of the up-and-comers for fall.
Well, actually, the funny thing is there are quite a few colors out there, and usually they're your standard kind of like mustard and burnt orange and crimson. But there's actually a really pretty color that came out at the beginning of 2020, which I think actually could carry through the entire year, which is kind of this really deep blue, and it's kind of almost like a navy color. And it actually is quite, it's quite lovely. And what I love about it is that it actually could carry in any season. So one thing I usually tell people is when you're trying to pick a paint color and you want to do something
At the roundabout, take the second exit, then arrive at your destination.
Not to go too crazy, like don't paint all your walls rust orange or red. Reason being is that it doesn't transition very well through the seasons. So it's important that you pick a color that
In 200 meters, arrive at Structube.
You can adjust some accessories and still make it feel fresh and seasonal. So
what I like about some of the colors is that they're a little more muted. They're not as like bright, even though they're a bit bold. So I find like it can translate almost as a neutral within reason. What do you want people to keep in mind when it comes to using some of these
Arrived.
trend?
I think with any trend, I tend to not go along with trends because what I love is, again, going with kind of that neutral space so it becomes like a blank canvas. So for example, when the trendy colors do come out, and I'm actually excited to see the colors that are coming out. I know a few stores like Urban Barn, HomeSense, and all those other kind of design stores, they're going to be bringing out their fall palettes pretty quickly within the next couple of weeks. And I'm excited to see how they incorporate. So you have your standard colors like your mustard and your rust orange and your red, but they're also introducing colors almost kind of like a sky blue. They have some teals, they have some dark greens coming out. So I'm actually really interested to see how they kind of bring that together. But with those types of colors that are very specific, I always tell people it's really best for you to use them sparsely because one, it can get really expensive changing up all of your accessories every season. So if you are really in love with the beautiful sky blue that's going to be coming out or the really deep green that's going to be coming out this fall, maybe buy just a few accents in those colors and incorporate it into the space that you've just freshly painted in that kind of neutral. And when I say neutral, I don't necessarily mean like gray or beige. Like, for example, the wall behind me, it's black. That's a neutral. It's dramatic, and I'm not recommending everybody go with black walls, but you could definitely go with kind of, again, if you go into that palette of that navy blue is a beautiful neutral color, and it'll give you that drama, and it'll also allow you to add in those beautiful new accents in the fall. So for example, your greens will go really well with it. Your sky blues will go really well with it. Your gorgeous fall palette, so your mustard and your rust and your crimson would go gorgeous with it as well too. So
I feel like so many of these colors we see already outside in nature, and it's one way of kind of bringing the outdoors inside, especially as we're transitioning from spending a lot of time outdoors right now into spending more time indoors as it cools off. I love these tips. Thank you so much, Monica, for joining us this morning and breaking it.